Delaware State University clarifies 4 were shot Saturday on campus, including 2 students. This was written by Hannah Edelman for Delaware News Journal, published originally on September 6, 2022. Delaware State University officials confirmed Tuesday that 4 people, 2 of whom were students, were shot early Saturday morning when a non student began firing into a crowd near the campus basketball courts. You know what America leads in the world? Mass shootings at schools. The injured students are doing much better, said DSU President Tony Allen in an online public forum Tuesday, but gave no specific details. He did not provide an update on the condition of the other 2 people hospitalized after the incident. Even though, as of right now, nobody has died in this mass shooting, and a mass shooting, by the way, is when 4 or more people are shot at one time. Getting shot is a traumatic event. Every time somebody is shot, you don't know if they'll need permanent physiological, psychological help for the rest of their lives, if this person will become paralyzed, if this person will need amputations, if they will die from their injuries later, or if this person will have crippling medical bills because the United States of America does not guarantee free health care for all of its citizens. So every time one of these mass shootings happen, which happen way too often, there have been 547 mass shootings in the United States in 2022 alone, using the metric of 4 or more people shot, including the shooter. Using that metric, too many people are getting injured and killed because of these very preventable things. So I'll continue reading. A university spokesman later said the 2 students injured are an 18-year-old woman who is a freshman and a 22-year-old man who is a sophomore. No information was provided about the 2 people who DSU said are not students. The details are the latest in a shifting narrative from DSU, which first sent out an alert about the shooting 3 days ago. The early morning alert stated that 4 people were shot sometime around 1 a.m. outside the school's Wellness and Recreation Center in Dover, according to a slightly differing reports from the Dover Police Department and the university. Okay, continuing. Later that day, DSU spokesperson Carlos Holmes said the emergency alert was wrong and that only 2 unidentified students were injured. He also would not respond to whether shots were fired into a crowd of students, a fact which DSU Police Department Chief Bobby Cummings confirmed during the forum Tuesday. So as I'm reading this article, it seems like there was a cover-up because the school is more embarrassed about there being a mass shooting on campus than actually trying to protect their students. It should be understandable if I was the university president. Mass shootings in America are very common, and unfortunately, we live in a country that cannot guarantee the protection of its citizens. So, if I were the dean or the president or whoever, I would say, unfortunately, there was a shooting. We are trying to gather all the facts, and we're trying to make sure those who are responsible are held accountable. We're working with law enforcement, etc., etc. All of those platitudes, but also I would add in there, we as a university are a gun-free zone, and we advocate for the abolishment of the Second Amendment. I know, radical, it seems like, but in other countries, they don't have this problem. In other countries, even third world nations, they don't have to worry about their universities, their preschools, their elementary schools, their high schools getting shot up. Meanwhile, in America, we go to school, we go through 12 metal detectors, security guards patting us down, cameras everywhere, bulletproof backpacks, and drills to prepare for the next mass shooting. Not if, but when will it happen next? Nobody wants that to happen. But of course, it will continue to happen because we allow guns to continue to permeate and proliferate all through our society. It is important to us that when incidents happen on campus, that we deliver communication and candid responses within a timely fashion, Allen said at the same forum. Cummings said on Tuesday that the shooting is still under investigation and no suspect has been identified. The police chief cited robbery as a possible motive and said there are no ongoing threats as DSU related to the incident. For anybody who's going to say the person who shot at these young people who were university students was a criminal, there are criminals in every nation. In every country across the world, there are people who want to do harm and rob and steal and maybe even kill other people. But in the United States, we make it way too easy for that to happen because we allow so many guns to proliferate. So many guns. In other countries, if you would like to kill somebody, you got to get a knife. Maybe you can find an illegal gun, but in the US, there are too many illegal guns because we allow too much purchase of legal weapons. If there is an illegal gun problem in in your country or in your state or in your city, region, whatever, it is because you allow legal guns to be bought and sold. Legal guns then flood into the black market, and this is how we get mass shootings like this. Everything that happens in the right wing's favorite city, Chicago, and all the other mass shootings I cover in the U.S. done by criminals or people in the heat of passion or people who are legally able to carry guns. They're able to have access to them to then perpetuate their carnage on the rest of society. This is horrible. This is not normal. This is actually pretty stupid. DSU is working very, very thoughtfully and candidly to bring the perpetrators to justice, according to Allen. Tightening security on campus. This is not gun violence's first appearance at DSU. Wow. I'm actually not surprised. I'm not surprised to hear that a university has had a shooting before. In 2007, the university made national headlines when two freshmen were shot, one fatally. More recently, in 2015, three people were struck by gunfire at an annual student cookout. And I'm pretty sure most Americans have never heard about this. This one university has had several shootings on campus. But we're not concerned about this. The mainstream media won't talk about this because, only four kids were shot. It's not enough to warrant coverage. We have to wait till 14 kids are shot, or 40, or something like Virginia Tech has to happen, where one student walks into every classroom and starts murdering all the kids. That's only when we can talk about it, right? The university president said the school will continue to increase security, especially around the basketball courts where there currently isn't a welcome center, vetting visitors at the nearby gate. The idea to add these security checkpoints to gates other than the main one was a good suggestion, Cummings said. While the gates do close at night, Allen said that the reality is that DSU is an open campus and there are multiple ways to get on the campus, not unlike any other university in the country. American universities are very different than others because we had these wide, sprawling places looking like old plantations that they've converted into institutes of higher learning, which are huge. My university was like that, Loyola University. Several other universities are like this. Harvard is like this. I went to Harvard, just walked on the campus. They just opened there was just a gate, and I just walked on the Harvard campus because that's just the way it is, I guess. Anyway, yeah, so because this is uncontrollable, who can get in and on campus, there will be probably another shooting at DSU. And if it's not DSU, there will be another mass shooting at another campus. This will continue to happen until Americans realize the gun culture in America, the worship of the gun as the God that they believe it is a false deity. And we will continue to see more and more Americans die until we actually try to be like almost every other country in the world. Every other country in the world has sensible gun control except the U.S. A billion people in China, zero mass shootings. 400 million Americans, 547 mass shootings in 2022 alone. I don't know, man. Maybe the problem is me. He pointed out some of the existing security in place besides the gate, including 30 campus police officers, a robust camera system, and ID checks. Still, Student Government Association President David Hawkins said at Tuesday's forum that it has been a very dark period for the university, he said. He's noticed lower student engagement since the shooting. A lot of students weren't really expecting to come onto campus and for anything like this to ever happen, Hawkins said. Students affected by the shooting have had access to counselors on campus since Sunday morning, Allen said. The DSU Police Department did not respond to multiple requests for comment since Saturday's shooting. So, what else can we say? What else can we say? It's not if a mass shooting will happen in America at a school or a place of learning for our children and for our young people. It's only about when. But when will we wake up and realize that the Second Amendment, the gun culture, is only killing us? My name is Simon Hill. Thank you for watching.